How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and we're starting the week off with a video for two reasons. One, I went to my very first Medieval Fair, just a little bit outside of Terre Haute, Indiana, and I want to tell you about it because it was a great time. But also, I want to talk about what went down at MagicCon Atlanta with the announcements that were made from Wizards of the Coast on the 2026 future of the game and the set releases, and just give you my take on it. And it's just my take and my take alone. But as a player of Magic the Gathering for over 30 years, I want to let you know how I felt about what's getting ready to go down with Magic. So, without any further ado, let's get started. All right, first off, I want to talk about what happened this weekend in my adventures. So, this weekend I went to my very first Medieval Fair at Clayshire Castle. Now, this event was amazing, to say the very least. You had a little bit of everything. You had fire breathers, you had falconers, you had jousting, you had night fights, you had archery, you had axe throwing, you had live action role play. There was actually a arena that you were able to uh, get weapons and be able to fight your friends and everything. And I went to this event with Owen and Crystal. Now, Cindy was unable to go. She had to work, but they invited us along, so I was able to go. And I witnessed a brawl between those two. They got into it, and they're like, "Hey, how about we just do a three-way matchup to see who wins?" And I'm like, no, I'm good. You two are young pups. I'm an old sage, so I'm just I was the bard more or less than anything else. And those two went at it, and they had a blast with it. They beat the holy crap out of each other, but they did an amazing job, and they actually got the attention of the people running the event. And they're like, "Hey, come down to Tennessee for this live action role play, this LARP that we have in Tennessee in October, where it's humans against monsters. Come on down, see what you see if you enjoy it or not." I'm thinking they might be making that trip soon. So, and if they do, hopefully they have fun. Maybe it's something I'll be able to get into next year. Uh, but also, that same company that was running the live action role play, they have a card game that they just recently kickstarted, and they're getting in production now. And I'll put all this information in the description and the description below. It's early in the morning, so my mind's still like a little bit foggy, but I wanted to do this for y'all. And definitely check that game out. It looked like a whole lot of fun. It's called Tavern of Thieves. It's basically a trick-taking game where you and your friends are thieves, and you're trying to pickpocket and steal stuff from the patrons of a tavern. And it looks like a whole lot of fun, and I can't wait to get my hands on it and try it here on the channel. It'll be a blast to see, but I'll include all the information about it in the description below. But everyone from the staff to the patrons were fantastic. It was a great time. Uh, I got Cindy a couple of things for her hair. I got a hair bow with a wolf skull, and I got her a butterfly. Like I get like a buckler type deal or a hairpin system. Me with not that much hair, I don't know the terminology. I just went, oh, she'll like it, and I got it for her. And I got me a ring, which is over on the table right now. I forgot to put on for this video. But it was a blast and had a whole lot of fun. And it's one of those things, if you're around the area of Terre Haute, Indiana, and just Google up Clayshire Castle, because not only does it have the Medieval Fair, they do events all year round, but they also use it as a B&B. And the rooms in the castle are amazing. The person that actually owns it, he was there. He was like, "Hey, I want to build a castle and have a B&B." And they have a whole wardrobe of costumes that you can wear if you want to get into full character. And I could see doing a D&D campaign in the main hall and being able to do that for a weekend. I think that'd be a blast to do. But definitely check them out. Clayshire Castle, I'll include a link to the website in the description below. And if you're in the area, definitely check out the events they got coming up. And next year, I promise you, I'm going. Owen and Crystal are going. Cindy's going to be joining us. And you'll probably be seeing us dressed up. So Owen is officially the archer of our of our quartet. You'll have Cindy dressed up as a fair maiden. I'll probably be dressed up as a bard because Lord knows my fighting days are behind me. And then Crystal will be a battle maiden because she she definitely proved that in the fighting arena at the LARP section of the event. Uh, I'll include a video. You're probably seeing it right here. So her and Owen basically went to town on each other, beat the living daylights out of each other. And there was a point where she just went into full-on battle maiden mode. It was when she got knocked down and then she got back up. And I did not get video of this, and I should have because it was fantastic. She went to go get a pole arm with a hook while Owen was still using his halberd. She came back in and she was ready to kick butt and take names. She had the look on her face, and the person that was scorekeeping and I, we locked eyes with each other for just a moment and went, oh, he did. Owen's going to get his butt whooped. And sure enough, he did. So they're both feeling the scars from that today. Owen's definitely feeling it. He from the archery, he shot like 45 shots with a 30-pound bow, which definitely could take a toll on you because that's an exercise being able to do this the entire time. I got like a little bruise here from the archery as well. I went, you know what? I commentated on a little bit of a video for him when he was up in the contest and all. So I figured if I'm going to commentate on it, I better just get in there and see what I can do in archery. And I did okay. I got double digits. I got 10 for my scoring round in it. So first time trying. Can't argue it. But they had a lot of vendors. They had great food there. The atmosphere was just a whole lot of fun. And the time went by really fast, unfortunately, because it was just so much to do, so much to look at, a lot of things to check out, the shows, um, participating in different events. They had it all. And I want to thank them for running it. This is my first time going to a medieval fair, a proper one. The first one I actually went to was in Salem, Virginia, but it wasn't a medieval fair. It's not medieval when you have the only horse that was advertised there, like live horse acts. It was a gesture on an inflatable horse. There was no live horses to be had. And it's not authentic when you have ye old hot dogs as part of the menu of food to get. And everything else had ye old in front of it. That's not medieval. There was one vendor that had ye old in front of it. It was like ye old Dragon Tavern, which that's fine with me. But it was a great event. Loved every minute of it. And if you want to check out the castle, if you want to check out all the other events, make sure to check on the link below. I'll include that. I'll include the live action roleplay group, their game, everything, all the information that you need to know about all the different things that have happened throughout that weekend. Definitely check out the description because trust me, you go to that castle, you're going to have a lot of fun. I promise you that. It was a great time, and I can't wait for next year. Okay, so that was my adventure for over the weekend. But now let's talk about what happened at MagicCon 2025 Atlanta edition. So this weekend in Atlanta, Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro pretty much changed the future of Magic the Gathering. Now this happened earlier this year with the release of Final Fantasy being the first Universes Beyond set to be included in Standard, which means it's going to permeate every single constructed format. Now, for those of you who are new to Magic or just don't know, because mainly I talk board games and I usually talk about a lot of TCGs that are from new companies or under the radar, things of that nature. And I don't really do much with Magic the Gathering on here. I did a few unboxings early on. I did like a Commander review of decks I was taking with me at Gen Con, but I don't talk Magic much. But with this news, I wanted to because as a Commander player, it definitely caught my attention and it caught my everybody else's. So Universes Beyond started as part of the Secret Lair when we had The Walking Dead being the first IP to go into the Magic the Gathering universe. Now, this was going to be just an occasional thing to come up to give you a perspective of what would happen if you take Magic the Gathering's elements and put it into a different IP. And then slowly but surely, we started getting more and more. We got the Commander decks for Fallout, Warhammer 40k, and Doctor Who. We ended up getting a small set for Assassin's Creed, and that one was the first one that started to permeate a little bit more in the constructed formats. Then we had Lord of the Rings, which is going to be the first set that would be put into the modern format, and then trickle down to all the other ones. So after Lord of the Rings, the only one that was left untouched from Universes Beyond was Standard, which is a format that Wizards of the Coast is trying to get back up and running because it really hasn't had a special feel to it for quite some time. Then, back in July, end of June, early July, Final Fantasy was the first Universes Beyond set to be legal in Standard, and now that means that Universes Beyond has permeated every single constructed format. Now, Final Fantasy, biggest set of all time for Magic the Gathering, biggest set for Wizards of the Coast. Then you had Spider-Man that just recently came out, and unfortunately it did not do as well as they hoped because with that one, a lot of players were not happy with how the set was designed. I mean, out of 180 cards, how many Spider-Man do you need? They had over 30 some Spider-Man variants throughout the set, but there's a plethora of characters they could have used. And I know they're trying to do Marvel sets from now and next few years coming up, but they could have introduced the world to a lot of the Spider-Man allies, more of the villains. They could have done commander decks, but unfortunately they didn't. And there's so many different things they could have done. Plus, Spider-Man, though he is a popular character, if you go by MCU, we haven't seen Spider-Man in a while. So unfortunately, the timing is a little bit off on that. But the big thing that Wizards of the Coast did at MagicCon was that they announced in 2026 they have 7 sets coming out. And that's a pretty good amount of sets because usually it was 4 to 5 sets a year for the longest time. The 4 sets being a core set and 3 standard sets, which basically told a story of a certain plane or planes that they would be going to. They would have the occasional 5th set if they wanted to do an auxiliary set as a fun one. So, for example, the first time they really did this was Cold Snap to complete the Ice Age block. So it was like years in the making. We have the Ice Age block now complete. Have fun. And Cold Snap was a fun set. It was a little weird because the ripple mechanic was okay, but it wasn't too well received. But the snow-covered lands and snow-covered effects was actually really good. But then we had 6 sets this year, which is a surprise 6 set when we got Spider-Man and Avatar Last Airbender pushing Lore When Eclipsed to beginning of next year, which that started off the announcement at MagicCon. But then we started seeing that out of the 7 sets, 3 sets are going to be focused in the universe of multiverse of Magic the Gathering. We have Lorwyn Fractured or Lorwyn Eclipsed. We have Secrets of Strixhaven, and then we have Reality Fracture. And then that's it. The other 4 sets are Universes Beyond sets. We have Universes Beyond Nickelodeon, Universes Beyond The Hobbit. We have Marvel Superheroes. And then the last set of the year in 2026 is Star Trek. And a lot of players were not happy about it. Plus, with the secret layers that were announced, which is more IPs that include Iron Maiden, Jaws, the PlayStation games of, I'm going to try to remember these, Ghost, Horizon, God of War, Uncharted. You have an Office secret layer. You have a Furby secret layer. So you have more IPs going into the realm of Magic the Gathering. And it's a little bit disheartening because it does look like the characters that a lot of players have invested in over time are starting to take a back seat to all of the different IPs that are now in the game. So I'm going to give you my opinion real quick on that. Magic the Gathering, as we all knew it for over 30 years, is no more. That's just how it is now. Instead of the game, to me, being known as Magic the Gathering, it is now Magic the Gathering, the card game system. It reminds me more of Versus System, Weiss Schwartz, and Union Arena, where you have just a name encompassing a game mechanic, and you are putting all these different intellectual properties into that mechanic. Magic the Gathering story will still go on for now, but it's going to take a background to all the other IPs. And I can theorize several different reasons why they went this direction. The stories that they were trying to tell over the past few years didn't land well, especially with War of the Spark and March of the Machine. Having these sets have different hats. So an all detective set, or a racing set, or a cowboy set. A lot of people were fans of it. A lot of people weren't. So Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, more Hasbro than anything else, probably went, you know what? We got all these IPs just sitting around, and we can't really do their own separate card games because every time we've tried that, it never really worked. Let's just put them in a game that's actually successful. And that's what they're doing. So, for Magic players who are true to the storyline, I know they're probably not in the best of moods because of this turnout, but unfortunately, that's the way Magic is right now. And plus, we keep seeing the price creep of sealed product and all, which is forcing more and more players to just go to buy singles, which is a great way to get stuff for your decks. But as somebody like me, I love opening packs every once in a while, but paying a 200 plus for a booster box can get a little bit pricey, especially if sets are coming out so close together. So this is one of those times where I can honestly say, one, if there's a card you like, buy it. Just buy the single. It's a whole lot cheaper. And two, with everything coming out, if you're a player of Magic the Gathering, pick and choose what you want. You don't have to interact with everything. You might have to interact with it on the gaming table, but you don't have to interact with it if you don't want to. Save your wallet. Save your wallet. Save yourself stress. Especially for standard players, because standard now you're going to be cycling through your cards every few weeks. Instead of having a 2 to 3 month breathing period between sets, you're going to have anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks. So at most 2 months. And that's not a lot of time to be able to figure out a metagame and have it shift a little bit, and then all of a sudden, change. Then you got to get more cards. It makes me glad that I'm a Commander player. I tried getting back in the Standard, but I decided not to after a tournament, but there's very other reasons why I didn't do that. But this change definitely made it to where I don't want to play Standard because everything's going to be cycling through, in my opinion, really quick. But the game of Magic the Gathering that we have known for a long time is over. There is a new Magic the Gathering card system, but it's not the Magic the Gathering we knew, where we saw characters for over 30 years develop, storylines that rocked the multiverse happen, some of them really well received, well done. The first one being in Dominaria, when you had the apocalypse. Yawgmoth and his forces were wreaking havoc, and it took a legacy weapon to pretty much destroy everything to try and save the multiverse. But, like I said, stories and planes have definitely not turned out well, and it's caused a lot to where now we're on this course. Now, as a player of Magic the Gathering, I'll continue to play. I will pick and choose the cards I want to interact with. If there's something that really tickles my fancy, I'll get it. I was able to find a good price on an Avatar Last Airbender booster box. Under $150, which surprised me. I picked it up. But the other sets, I'll pick up cards here and there. And that's fine with me. Everybody will be able to choose their own path going forward in this new age of Magic the Gathering, the card game system. But I'm really interested to see how long the characters of Magic the Gathering and the storylines will hold out. This year, 7 sets, with 3 of them being Magic the Gathering characters and storyline focused. Next year, might just be 2. Year after that, might only be 1. By 2029, 2030, we might not see any characters. Only time will tell. It's just basically going to depend on what Hasbro does. A lot of people can say they can blame it on Wizard of the Coast, but in all reality, it's owned by Hasbro. Hasbro has a boatload of IPs they can get their hands on. And if they don't have it now, they'll get a hold of it so they can. So we have Furbies now. We have Iron Maiden. We have Jaws. What's next? WWE? DC Comics? Who knows? Only time will tell. Well, there's my thoughts. I know it's a little bit rambly, but you know what? I wanted to do this off the top of my head, fresh in the morning before I go to class one last time before I do my audition for being a blackjack dealer and everything. But a lot of stuff happened over the weekend. I want to tell you, like I said, about the Medieval Faire I went to, but also what's going on with MTG. And let me know what you think in the comments below, what you think about everything that's happening with Magic the Gathering, with the scheduling of the sets, with it being a majority of Universes Beyond, with more of Universes Beyond coming out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But thank you all so much for checking out this video. And if you like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let everyone know the House Hedge Gaming is here for all of your gaming needs. And thank you again for watching this bonus video. I'll try to do at least one a week for regular videos on Fridays, but if I can do bonus ones, make sure you subscribe, because you'll never know what's going to pop up here at HHG. But until next time, my friends, stay safe and take care.